It's 42 degrees in Coma, and no potatoes, shamrocks, or little green people were injured in the making of this newscast. This is Coma News Daily, the official worldwide internet radio news broadcast for the town of Coma. This episode is sponsored by our friends at Liquid Ham.
Liquid Ham tastes great.
Remember, nothing tastes better poured slowly over warm soda bread than a steaming cupful of liquid ham. And I'm Dr. Jimmy, Coma's premier physician, sometimes raver, and Coma News Daily newsreader.
And I'm Dee Collins, screenwriter, Southern Belle, children's book writer, and compelling personality. Coma News publisher Davis Montgomery III has asked me to fill in this week for my fellow thespian, Shane Darvish, who caught the flu after using this microphone. Oh, and I'm also Jimmy's ex-wife.
Technically, it's a separation.
Anyway, I'm here to help Jimmy this week, and that means checking out our lead story about Coma News hiring a new editor. He may be recovering from a stroke, but that doesn't mean his news oars won't be churning away for Coma News Daily. The latest chapter in Coma News Daily's 100-year-old tradition of being both in love and at war with its prior self began Monday with the hiring of a new editor-in-chief. An exhaustive and exhausting search for a new editor that lasted at least a week and a half resulted in the hire of S. Michael Knight. The newspaper's most important survival skill has been to attract new champions from beyond its inner sanctum, said Davis Montgomery, publisher of Coma News Daily. Knight will take the place of Don Johnson Michaels, a beloved editor who disappeared in January after absconding with one of his employer's prized ponies. Montgomery noted that a $50,000 reward remains available for information that leads to the return of his pony. Knight, who is recovering from a stroke, will communicate with his staff through his wife, Maeve Knight Ryder, a Brown University graduate. When pressed by Coma News Daily reporters on the logistical challenges of such non-traditional arrangement, Montgomery said, "It's the thinking that matters, not the form in which it is conveyed." The newspaper also is likely to cease publication of its print edition, he said. Contacted for comment, Ryder's wife said the new editor hopes to bring to bear 20 years of experience writing for the obituary section of the New York Times and car advertorials for the Lansing Standard. If this publication is to be influential and not merely survive, it can no longer afford to represent the views of one privileged class nor appeal solely to a small demographic of political elites, Knight Ryder said for Knight. When asked who the elites were, Knight Ryder said only that Knight planned to focus less on facts of what this town is and more on the hopes and dreams of what it could be. Robert McGinnis, a former reporter for Coma News Daily and local media critic, said in an interview at Bears Biker Bar that he hoped the new leadership would help the paper revert to its former role as a trenchant champion for truth. "And if they want another diversity hire, then the buggers know where to find me," McGinnis said, who is the newspaper's first openly Scottish staffer. He then pointed at himself and belched.
Knight sounds like an interesting addition to Coma News Daily.
What do you mean sounds, Jimmy? Didn't you hear his wife is doing his speaking?
Oh, I think we can all agree it's not what I meant.
Speaking of slurred speech, our next story celebrates the tremendous variety and volume of alcohol produced in Coma and the surrounding environs.
Coma Wineries landed 5 of the 30 gold medals served up in the 2015 Governor's Funnel Wine Competition. All of Coma's wine winners, announced today, came from the exceptional 2012 vintage of farms owned and operated by Coma News Daily publisher Davis Montgomery III. And here they are. Drunken Pony Winery, 2012, Meritage. Poolboy Cellars, 2012, Tanat. Hidden Tenements, 2012, Pinot Verdot. Deadgrass Spots Vineyard, 2012, Meritage. Swerving Hills Vineyard 2012, Cabernet Franc. These local wines are now among the contenders for the Governor's Liquor Cabinet. Top 12 wines in the state. And the Governor's Last Swig, top 12 wines in the region. The Cabinet and Swig winners will be announced in a gala in the Capitol on March 25th. The gold medalists from this year's Governor's Funnel were selected from 505 entries of both local red and white wines from 57 wineries, according to the state's Alcohol Tourism Marketing Office. Also note that this story corrects an earlier version posted on the Coma News Daily website to remove any reference to the crass retail versions of these vintages, which are on bulk sale this week at both of the town's retailers of beer and wine.
Now for a word from some of Jimmy's little friends over at A Home for Those Guys.
They're not just friends, they are my neighbors since our separation.
Just because you stay there 3 nights a month doesn't make them your neighbors.
It's known as a staged move. Anyway, now a word from our sponsor.
Time was a man could be a man, set his own schedule, and seize his own destiny. Hey guys, if you're ready to be a man again without all the lame stuff, check out a place for those guys. Why should I live there? Because we offer affordable accommodations and wraparound services for all the recently divorced men. Services like house cleaning, we got you. Cooking, we got you. Alcohol, cigarette, and nitrous delivery, we got you. Therapeutic Swedish and Korean massage, we got you. Gray market stuff, look, guys, if you need it, we got it, or we'll go out and get it. Bottom line, find the life you've always dreamed about before all the other stuff got in the way, right here in a place for those guys.
Here's an item our friend Shane recorded before he got sick.
The newest wedding planning service in our town hopes to make going green the easiest, funnest, and most sustainable choice around. 3 green sisters launched their event planning business, Green with Envy, to coincide with the many green-themed events surrounding this year's St. Patrick's Day. How can Coma residents add more green elements to their weddings and other big events without sacrificing style or elegance? Simple steps include brides adding green leprechaun hat to their ensemble or carrying mugs of green beer as they process down the church aisle. Every part of a wedding has green-friendly options worth considering, and there's a shade of green for everyone, said Debbie Green. Whether you incorporate just 1 or 2 green elements or go completely green, from the silk of your dress to the food you serve, remember that every green choice makes a difference. Why go green in the first place? Going green has environmental, social, and economic benefits. The environmental benefits are primarily about beautifying your surroundings. Who doesn't like the color green, Erica Green said, unless you're talking about gangrene, or someone being green around the gills, or green mold growing in your fridge, or comic book violence, glowing green toxic sludge, venomous snakes, and probably some other stuff. The Greens feel pretty good about their prospects for their new endeavor, which followed a failed landscaping, painting, and bike repair business. If we just get a few of the 2.5 million U.S. weddings each year that spend an average of $30,000, we'll be rolling in the green stuff, said Mary Green.
Now for some sports. Only the most ardent billiards fans or committed alcoholics are usually present for the Coma Pool League's annual draft. But on Wednesday night, something special happened at Bob's Beer Hole. History was made. Robert McGinnis was drafted in the first round this season of pairs billiards by last season's returning runner-up team, Ball Smackers. "Are you literally serious?" McGinnis said when his name was called by Jax Owen, Ball Smackers owner and team captain. "Is it too late for me to withdraw my name?" Predictably, the reaction to the first openly Scottish Pool League player, both supportive and ugly, was strong on social media and elsewhere. $36.50 for anyone who will switch with me, McGinnis tweeted shortly after the draft. "I'm serious, people. Please don't ruin the next 4 months of my life by making me play with this guy." Others downplayed the historic nature of the selection of McGinnis, who spent recent months sharpening his pool skills after he was terminated by Coma News Daily. "This is all about talent, not what pathetic country he's from," Owen said about his teammate. Marley Baumgartner, local activist and shut-in, hailed the selection as important not only for the billiards league, but for the entire town. "Have you heard his accent?" Baumgartner said. "I'm serious. Ask him to say aluminum. Amazing."
And now for a look at the classifieds. most wanted gaming experts. We're seeking contributors for our blog, nerdexplosion.com, and offer excellent benefits in exchange. We are looking for highly motivated people who want to join our team and help it grow and become the best publication online. No pay, but you'll receive the following benefits for being a contributor to our site and more: Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering cards and sponsorship, video games, hard copies, and DLC codes, vape e-juice, League of Legends Riot Points, World of Warcraft subscription, anime DVD box sets, and comic books. To apply, all you have to do is submit a writing sample or link to one. We're looking for serious people who want to stick with us and help us foster new fans to our site. If that's you, apply today.
Here's another way Coma residents are going green this week.
The following advertorial does not necessarily reflect the views of Coma News Daily. Coma Elementary School invites local students to learn about nature and our delicate environment by signing up for the CES Green Team. For a small monthly fee of $25, children can join the Green Team that supervises care for the CES garden. In addition to valuable gardening skills so critical to living a more sustainable way, participating students also will learn to identify and remove invasive species around the grounds that irresponsible humans have brought to our town, such as honeysuckle plants. Boo! Green Team recruits will also master a range of skills critical to saving our environment, including mulching, weeding, lawn cutting, fence painting, light electrical work, toilet maintenance, and so much more. When Green Team youth cadets have mastered these skills, we'll take our love of the environment on the road and provide all manner of services around town. Don't forget to have your parents sign the legal release forms. Former Green Team cadet First Class Chase Donovan described his experience as cool. So join the fun, kids, and remember, parents, signing your kids up for a 1-year commitment to the Green Team is really the least you can do to keep the planet from melting down and killing us all. Long live the Green Team!
Do you like outdoor biking? Are you committed to reducing, reusing, and cycling? Hi, I'm here to talk about Jack's Organic Bikes. That's right, all the joy in a high-end bicycle without a guilt of a massive carbon footprint. Pre-owned, engineless vehicles, locally sourced from your friends and neighbors. They're guaranteed to burn fat like a steel blast furnace while giving you a thrill of a lifetime. So ride on, you come all cowboys to Jack's.
Jack's Used Cars is not responsible for the legal status of organic bicycles or future criminal charges related to the receipt of stolen property. Please use a helmet and bike responsibly.
And now for some Coma history about what happens when the Irish stop being lucky and start being real.
The O'Brien Family Nursing Home and Community Center closed its doors in February 1921. Amid growing fears by citizens, the retirement home was cursed by evil entities of darkness and death. Rumors about a curse on the facility began following the mysterious and tragic deaths of 8 residents within the first 3 years of operation. Jacqueline Severs died mysteriously in her sleep at the age of 87. Peter Monteague died mysteriously in his sleep at the age of 94. Richard Hootie Davis died mysteriously during a nap at the age of 89. Clayton Horncraft died mysteriously after falling down a flight of stairs at the age of 97. Henry R. Prather III died mysteriously after choking on a hot dog at the age of 85. Bertha Dimwittle died mysteriously following a furnace explosion and fire at the age of 92. Mary Slutty Mary Dupree died mysteriously following a furnace explosion and fire at the age of 101. Amos Rivers died mysteriously after escaping the nursing home and being run over by a truck at the age of 90. Concerned about the baffling and unexplained tragedies, Jeffrey O'Brien invited a priest and paranormal expert from the local Coma Catholic Church to investigate further. The investigator, Father Seamus O'Donnelly, determined the facility was cursed by what was likely a demonic Peruvian deity that could not be removed by dousing it with a holy water and seltzer concoction, since it was the facility that was cursed and not a human being. Astonishingly, over the next 90 years, everyone who was involved with the operation of the nursing home or the investigation died.
And now here's another classified from someone you may just recognize.
I'm Dee Collins, and all I do is sit around and pump out the most amazing screenplays every day, and then try to sell them through traditional classified advertising methods. Listen to an excerpt from my latest screenplay and contact me to buy it for just mid to upper 7 figures. My latest screenplay, titled Ninja City, only took me 3 hours to write. It's Star Wars Episode 2 meets Serpico, but with ninjas. R2-D2 is a down-on-his-luck undercover police officer on the mean streets of Boise, Idaho. His job is to take down the city's ruthless crime lords and his legion of trained killer assassins. R2-D2 is not only fighting the crime lord and his assassins, he's also dealing with a serious drug addiction, faulty wiring, a corrupt police captain, and a wife, played by Emma Stone, who is threatening to leave him for a younger and much hotter robot. The following is an excerpt from this amazing movie script. If you want to buy it, hit me up and let's do business for only $1.2 million in cash, no personal checks. Exterior dark alley night. R2-D2 is standing next to a dumpster. There is loud music coming from a bar nearby. R2-D2 is standing next to a dumpster. There's loud music coming from a bar nearby. He takes a long drink from a bottle of something strong but doesn't fall over because he's a heavy robot. Emma Stone walks out from the bar looking hot and sexy, yet vulnerable. Emma Stone, R2-D2, Dylan, where are you? R2-D2 rolls out from behind the dumpster. He's wearing a black Kiss-type wig. R2-D2, I'm right here, Emma Stone. Emma Stone, what are you doing out here? When did you start talking? Suddenly, a pack of wild-looking ninjas drop from the sky like raindrops. Each are wielding deadly swords. R2-D2 to Emma Stone. Look out, Emma Stone! Emma Stone ducks behind the dumpster. R2-D2 takes out a handgun and starts shooting all the ninjas. The ninjas fall because everyone knows a gun beats ninjas. In the process of the shootout, R2-D2's wig falls off his head. R2-D2, oh no, my wig fell off my head. My cover is blown. One of the ninjas looks up from the pool of blood he is lying in. Ninja, wait. You're an android? You're not Gene Simmons? R2-D2, that's right. Ninja, I'm gonna tell. R2-D2 picks up his wig and places it back on top of his head. He rolls over to the ninja. R2-D2, you're going to have a hard time telling anybody anything without a face. A shot rings out. As you can see, this might be my most powerful and intimate script yet. Don't wait, because this is going to get sold in a hurry. If you'd like to read the entire script or want to buy it straight up from this sample, contact me now.
That was pretty compelling storytelling.
I know, Jimmy. I wrote it. Now to shift gears to some happier people. Here's the latest opinion piece from one of our town's own business leaders, former town councilman Bob Smith.
A growing number of people have approached me in recent weeks with some version of, Bob, how does an old dog like you reach these crazy young people today? It's honestly a question I've struggled with since my establishment, Bob Smart, recently moved to employ only millennial cashiers. The answer is simple as it is complex. As a proud lifetime member of the baby boom generation, responsible for things like bra burning, medical advances that allow seeming immortality, and never-ending rules to try to keep the knuckleheads of this town from hurting themselves, I've realized some hard truths. For instance, our never-ending desire to work may have cost countless marriages and led innumerable children to grow up without parents. But the flip side is we have so much professional know-how to share and have gathered the retirement savings necessary to allow us to live forever. This personal drive to contribute has other dark sides, however, like keeping boomers from seeing when we're not wanted or needed. Case in point, our first wife, Allie, who started the business with me, but won't accept that it's time for her to retire and make room for my new wife, Claudia, who is 24 and recently gave birth to my 7th child, Hector. I'm so proud of Claudia, but she's a great example of a younger generation that appears more comfortable on social media than in a boring job. Answer: make them work together. There's nothing like close interpersonal interaction to help people realize their potential. I'll admit it's been slow going, and the main subject of communication between my two star employees appears to be sharing the things that annoy me. But hope springs eternal that a young, supple worker bee will soon find her job groove, while the other one will soon buzz off for good. So stop on by Bob's Mart, where the air may be full of my dirty laundry, but your cart will be full of savings.
That's it for Coma News Daily this week.
Wait, Jimmy, you're forgetting to tell the folks about all the great Coma News gear they can find through our Cafe Press link on the Coma News Daily homepage.
Oh, of course. While they don't provide much in the way of clinical benefits, these t-shirts and hand-crocheted doilies help feed and clothe the staff of Coma News Daily. So thank you in advance for considering a purchase.
That was really sweet, Jimmy. Sometimes when I think you're not capable of kindness, you go and say something like that.
Then, while I'm at it, I'd like to go ahead and thank you for sharing with our listeners your theatrical impersonation of Scarlett O'Hara.
And then you remind me you're not sweet.
I'm only trying to convey the facts. And my last fact of the day is that this does it for Coma News Daily. Until next time, be good, beware, and be newsworthy, Coma.